And ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Greg Young, coming to you live one more time from Davenport, Florida. And this morning, I want to talk about, in my morning life wake ups, I want to talk about learning how to build your own freedom. Because I feel like a lot of people, they want freedom, but they just don't know how to go about building their own freedom and making their own decisions to where they can get the freedom that they want out of life that they're looking for. And I'm going to chat about, some ways that I believe is very important. If that's what you want in your life is freedom, and how, you will be able to get that. So first of all, when it comes to learning how to build your own freedom, you got to figure out within your mind, what is freedom to you? What is freedom? Is it you being able to go when you get ready to, be your own boss, do the things that you want to do when you get ready to do them, and you don't have to answer to nobody, and you can live the lifestyle that you want to live on your own terms. If that's your definition of freedom, then that's what you need to learn how to build. And the only way you're going to learn how to build that is from number one. Once you determine what is freedom to you, then you have to use your subconscious mind way of thinking to create an visualization of the perfect picture of what freedom is to you and what it looks like. And the way you do that, you use your subconscious mind way of thinking to create a picture of freedom. What would it be? What would it look like for you to be freedom? What would it look like for you to be able to have more money than more money, all the money you needed, and be able to do whatever you wanted to do? And if that's what your picture of freedom looks like, then you got to use a visualization of you picturing yourself inside of your head of you already having more money than you need in order to do the things in life that you want to do. But you cannot get those things if you're not set on building your own freedom. And the way you get those things is once you're using visualization to get those things by using your subconscious mind to manifest those things forward in your mind. Now you gotta believe it, you gotta receive it, and then you gotta achieve it. Now, once you believe it, that picture is gonna keep playing in your head over and over. And once you receive it, now you know that you're living in the freedom that you want. You have built your own freedom that you want for your own lifestyle out of the visualization picture that you have put. Good morning, Lisa. That you have put inside of your head, which pictures what your freedom looks like and what you want out of it. But the next thing you have to do in order to build your own freedom, you got to know what you want to do, what is going to give you the freedom that you want. What avenues do you need to take in order to get that freedom that you want so you can build your own freedom? And then the way you do that, you have to put together an action and a plan and a schedule. And once you put together an action and a plan, and you make a decision to do whatever it is that's going to give you the freedom that you want, you have to be dedicated to it. Your dedication to it gives you your freedom. And if you want your freedom bad enough, you're going to dedicate yourself to those things, to whatever it is that you chose, whatever your freedom looks like that you're trying to build within that visualization picture that you have on the inside of your head of what your freedom looks like. And once you have distinguished that, now you can do all the necessary things that you need to do in order to bring it forward, because that's what you need to do. When you look at building your own freedom, you got to first manifest it forward using visualization with your subconscious mind to create a virtual reality inside of your head that you already have what you need in order to have the freedom that you want in your life. But in order for you to do all those things, you got to be able to manifest it forward. Then you got to be able to believe it. And then you got to receive it. Then you got to achieve it. But you have to be, when you set out on a journey to building your own freedom, you cannot let nothing get in your way. You realize that when you're on this journey of building your own freedom, you're going to have obstacles along the way. That's just the way life is. Life is revolved around 99.9% of the time. We go through obstacles. We go through trials and tribulations, but we cannot allow the obstacles that we face along the way stop us from building our own freedom if that's what we want. You can be as successful as you want to be, and you can have the freedom that you want, but it starts up here within your mindset in the way that you think. If you think freedom and you see freedom and you believe in freedom, you will have freedom. But you cannot build your own freedom if you don't build your own self. You got to build yourself up in order to be ready to set yourself up for this freedom. And how you build yourself up is that you build yourself up by believing in yourself, your confidence in yourself, your consistency in what you do. You have to work hard to build your own freedom. You have to work daily, day and night. Say you're trying to build your own freedom and you're working a 9 to 5. If you're trying to build your own freedom working a 9 to 5, you got to devote whatever extra time that you have outside of being on that job to building your own freedom. See, a lot of people want freedom, but they don't know how to get it because they're not willing to sacrifice the things that they need to sacrifice in order to get the freedom that they want, to live the lifestyle that they want to live and a lifestyle that they chose to live, because of the simple fact that a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are afraid, if I set out to this journey into trying to build my own freedom, what if I fail? All sorts of things get in your head. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Never doubt yourself in your ability to do what you want to do and to accomplish what you want out of life. Because if you doubt yourself, then you're never going to accomplish what you're looking for in life. You're never going to get what you want out of life. But on the other hand, if you don't doubt yourself and you believe in yourself that you can accomplish these things, then you will accomplish them. But you cannot accomplish them if you don't believe in yourself. And that's the first step to building your own freedom, is the belief that you have within yourself. Because you cannot build your own freedom without belief. It's just like if you're a carpenter and you're going to build a house and you have no tools, what can you do? And it's the same way with building freedom. If you have no tools to build your freedom, you cannot build it. And the tools that you have is within yourself, is within how you carry yourself and how bad you want your freedom that you're looking for. And if you want the freedom that you're looking for, you're guaranteed to get it, but you have to put in the work in the process in order to build your own freedom. And like I said, building your own freedom is not something that's easy to do. It's something that if you want it bad enough, then you will build it. If you want to get out of the situation that you're in right now and you want freedom in your lifestyle and you want to be able to get to the point in life to where you can live the life that you deserve and you want to live, and you know that you deserve this life that you're living, then now you can build your own freedom to your own ability to where you can get what you deserve out of life. But you have to realize it's all in here within you. It's within you, and it's within how bad do you want this freedom? What are you willing to sacrifice to build this freedom? Because in order to build your own freedom and create your own destiny, there's sacrifices along the way. But the most important thing, you cannot allow what people say get in the way of you building your own freedom if that's what you want. Because when you're building your own freedom, you have to be in a position to where nothing's going to stand in your way. Whatever people tell you, if people tell you, hey man, you can't do this, you're not going to be able to accomplish this, you cannot believe in that. You cannot charm into that. You have to be the person of your own. You have to make your own decisions. You have to use your own mind, your own head. And what everybody says on the outside is obsolete if that's what you want is freedom. If that's what you want to build is your own freedom. but you cannot build your own freedom if you don't have confidence within yourself that you can achieve it. And how you do that is you do it one step at a time. You make a decision, you find what's right for you, that you know that can give you the freedom that you want. And then when you find what's right for you, that you know that can give you the freedom that you want, you become dedicated to it. And then when you become dedicated to it, then you put together a plan and action. And then once you put together a plan and action plus your dedication and your belief, now you're on your way to building your own freedom. But you have to realize you cannot build your own freedom if you don't believe in yourself first. That's the most important thing. Just like I was saying in my life series, the belief, self-belief within yourself, once you make that commitment, that's how you start to build your own freedom. And that's how you start to get what you want out of life and what you know you deserve out of life. But you cannot get what you deserve out of life if you don't believe in yourself enough to believe that you can achieve it. I'll say that again. You cannot get what you deserve out of life if you don't believe in yourself enough to know that you can achieve it. You got to know that you can achieve whatever it is that you set out to achieve. Whatever goal that you set out, no goal is too big for you not to be able to achieve if you believe in yourself. And that's how you build your own freedom. You find what works for you, what fits you, what's a good fit, and become dedicated to it and committed to it. And now you're on the road to building your own freedom. But you cannot allow distractions to get in the way when you're on the road to building your own freedom if that's what you want. Because everybody on this earth deserves to live the lifestyle that they want to live, but it's up to them to become dedicated and committed to making it happen. It's just like, say, for instance, if when you was a kid and you got a particular toy or whatever, maybe a toy car, and you had to put that car together as a kid, you had to put it together piece by piece. You had to follow instructions. You had to do all these necessary things in order to get that car together. It's the same way with building your freedom. There's necessary steps. There's instructions you have to take. There's decisions you have to make along the way. And you have to be ready for that. And if you're not ready for it, then you will set out to build it, but you will give up because you believe that you say, oh man, this is too hard for me to build my own freedom, man. I just might as well just quit this and give up and go back to working a 9 to 5. But this is what you must realize. If that's not what you want in your life, don't settle for it. Find a way to do that plus something else and start building your own freedom so you can live the lifestyle that you deserve. Because if you don't find a way to build your own freedom, nobody else is going to build it for you. I'll say that again. If you don't find a way to build your own freedom, nobody else is going to build it for you. So you have to ask yourself, how bad do I want it? Within everything that I've been going through in my life for the past 10, 15, 20 years, and what I've been doing, is this lifestyle going to give me the freedom that I want? Is it going to give me the living that I want? Is it going to give me the freedom to where I'm free to go do what I want to when I want to? I'm free to go on vacation when I want to. I'm free to go spend as much time with my family when I want to. Is that going to give me the freedom that I want? And then if that's not going to give you the freedom that you want, now you have to step into your own journey of building your own freedom. Because you got to do it. You got to realize that you hold the key to your success or failure. So you are the one that can go out there and build your own freedom. But the thing is, when you set on that journey of building your own freedom, if that's what the lifestyle that you want to live, then you got to just go for it. All hands in. Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about what the haters say. Don't worry about the support you have. Support yourself. Because if you support yourself, then that's all the support you need. Because once you learn how to support yourself in whatever you're trying to do and building your freedom or accomplishing your goals, your dreams, your purpose, whatever it is, your support carries a long way. And that's your belief within yourself. That's how you build your own freedom. It's not hard to do, but it's all in here, your mind. If you gotta think freedom before freedom happens. I'll say that again. You gotta think freedom before freedom happens. And what I mean by you gotta think freedom before freedom happens, you gotta use your subconscious mind way of thinking to use in visualization to visualize a picture of you being totally free, worry-free. You're a millionaire. You got all the money in the world you need. You don't have nothing to worry about. You can do what you want to when you want to. And when you're able to use in visualization and manifest that forward inside of your head and on a daily basis, believe that and receive that, now you can go out and achieve that. But it starts with you, all in you. You got to look at it and say, well, you know what? How bad do I want this freedom that I'm setting out to build? And if you want the freedom bad enough, you will build it. And you cannot tell yourself that it's too hard to do. You got to realize that anything you want in life is worth working for and waiting for. And putting time in and doing the effort that it takes to get to where you want to be in life. You know, you're not going to be free overnight. There's going to be some times that you work hard and you don't get no sleep and you stay up late. Then you got to get up early in the morning and do the same thing over again. But what you have to look at is keep that picture of that in visualization. This is my freedom. This is my freedom that I'm building for myself. And when you allow yourself to build your own freedom, now you appreciate yourself more. Now you look at yourself in a different point of view. You look at yourself from a different way. You see yourself in a different way. You respect yourself in a different way because you have went out there and you have accomplished something by yourself. By you using your own self-esteem, self-confidence, self-consistency, and you build your own freedom by going out there and wanting it and doing whatever you had to do and investing in whatever you had to invest in to bring that freedom to you. So that's what you have to realize. If you want to build your own freedom, you got to build your own destination. I'll say that again. If you want to build your own freedom, you got to build your own destination. And what I mean by building your own destination, you've got to set your own pathway for your own path to travel down. You cannot let nobody else make those decisions for you. You cannot let what other people tell you how much you're not going to be successful stop you. You've got to be unstoppable. You've got to be hungry. And if you're hungry for your own freedom, you can build your own freedom. But if you're not hungry for your own freedom, you're not going to build your own freedom. You're going to get out there and you're going to start, but then you're going to give up because you're going to say, man, this is too hard, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know. It's just impossible. But you got to realize when you start to say the things, the words that come out of your mouth become your reality. If you believe you cannot do it, you cannot do it. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. So you have to always speak positive. When you're trying to build your own freedom, you got to always speak positive. You got to say, no matter what roadblocks I hit, no matter what obstacles I have to endure along the way going through, I'm going to build my own freedom in the way that I want my freedom to be. Because I know what freedom looks like, and I know what I want in my life, and I want that freedom. And that's how you build it, is within your belief in yourself. But like I said, you got to be hungry. You got to want it. You know, you got to want it. You remember when you was growing up and you wanted a certain thing for Christmas, and maybe your mom or your dad told you, say, hey, okay, son, if you want this for Christmas, then you got to do A, B, C, and D in order to get it. It's the same way with building your own freedom. If you want this freedom bad enough, you got to do A, B, C, and D in order to get it, and you're going to work hard to get it because it's something that you want. Just like you did the things that you needed to do to get that toy that you wanted when you was a kid. It's no different in real life when you're building your freedom. You've got to work just as hard to build your own freedom. Because you got to realize, if you're at a point in your life right now to where you're unhappy, I'm going to tell you right now, it's your own fault. And I'm going to tell you why it's your own fault is because you have never strived to do better. Once you strive to do better, you will do better. Once you believe you can do better, you will do better. Once you try to do better, you will do better. Once you make a decision to do better, you will do better. That's how you build your own freedom within the decisions and the choices that you make along the way in life that's going to benefit you in that way to building that freedom that you want. But you cannot get it if you don't believe in yourself. That's the number one key to building your own freedom. So don't let nobody stop you. Become unstoppable. Because once you become unstoppable, now you can go out there and you can build that freedom that you're looking for. But you cannot build that freedom that you're looking for if you allow everybody that's around you to discourage you or make you think that you cannot do it. Never allow another one's opinion of what they believe you can or cannot accomplish define who you are or your destination as to where you want to go. Because if you want to go places in life, you cannot listen to the people that ain't going nowhere. I'll say that again. If you want to go places in life, you cannot listen to the people that's not going nowhere. That's just like a parked car. If you got a parked car on the side of the road and it's not going nowhere, why would you want to be around that parked car? It's not moving. You want to be around something that's moving and something that's going places where you want to go. And that's how you build your own freedom, is by hanging around the people that have what you want so they can teach you how to get it just like they got it. But you have to make that decision to want that freedom that you deserve. But if you don't make that decision to want that freedom that you deserve, then you're not going to get it. Just simple as that. And I'm being honest with you, and I'm not sugarcoating it, because I want you to understand that your lifestyle of you building your own freedom revolves around you and your decisions that you make on a daily basis. I'll say that again. Your lifestyle in learning how to build your own freedom revolves around the decisions that you make on a daily basis. You know why? Because every decision that you make is critical to your lifestyle. And you have to make sure, if you want to build your own freedom, you got to make sure you're making the right decisions to where you can build your own freedom. Because if you're not making the right decisions to where you can build your own freedom, you're not going to get your freedom. It's just simple as that. And that's the way you have to look at it. And then when it comes to building your own freedom, this is the question that you have to ask yourself. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough to do the sacrifices that it takes? Do you want it bad enough to give up some things and give up some people that's in your life that's holding you back so you can get that freedom that you deserve? Or do you just, hey, I think I want it and I'm going to do my best to try to. No, you cannot have that attitude. You got to have the attitude of hunger. You got to have the attitude of hunger, just like as hungry as a hog is for slop. You know, I remember when I was growing up and I was raised on a farm, 14-acre lot of land, and we had cows, we had pigs, we had horses, we had, all those different things. And I remember when, my daddy used to tell me, hey, Greg, go feed the hogs, throw some slop in the hog pen. And he would give me this big old 5-gallon bucket that was full of nothing but slop for the hogs, and I would have to pick it up and pour it over the fence and pour it down into the trough so the hogs could eat. But once I pulled that over into the trough so the hogs could eat, you could see how fast those hogs was rushing for that food because they was hungry. And that's the hunger you got to have inside of yourself to want to know how to to learn how to build your own freedom. If you're not hungry for your freedom, you're not going to build it. I'll say that again. If you're not hungry for your freedom, you're not going to build it. You cannot build your own freedom if you don't have a sense of hunger on the inside of you. because that hunger on the inside of you makes you want to accomplish what you're setting out to accomplish. Now you're not going to settle because you know you want something else. Now, if you didn't want something else, you probably would 9 times out of 10 settle. But you're not going to settle when you know you want something else. You're not going to do it because you want your freedom bad enough, so you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. So that's what I'm saying. That's how you build your own freedom, is within your own character. You know, that's a good thing. That's when you go out, set out to build your own freedom, you have to change your character of who you are, because you have to do things different. And once you change your character of who you are and you do things different, and you surround yourself around the people that have what you want and can teach you how to build your own freedom, and you made that decision to go out and get it and build it, now you can get it. But you cannot get it if you don't want it. I'll say that again. You cannot get it if you don't want it. If you want it, you can get it. But you have to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Do I want it bad enough to where I'm going to do everything it takes to get the freedom that I deserve so I can build my own freedom? Or do I just want it a little and I'm going to work with it a little bit over here and I'm going to keep working my 9 to 5, but you know, eventually my freedom will come? No, you cannot have that attitude. You got to have that hunger. You got to have that attitude of hunger. You got to have that attitude to get up each and every day and strive as hard as you need to when you have those hours to do those income producing hours things so you can build that freedom. You have to do that. Or whatever you decide to invest in. If you decide to invest in real estate and you want to build your own freedom, now you got to do what it takes to go out and get the properties that you need in order to start your residual income coming in. Get some people in there, you know, do your Airbnbs, whatever you need to do to build your own freedom. But it revolves around you and your decision and your character of who you are. So you have to ask yourself this question. Do I want my own freedom, or do I want to keep working for somebody else making them rich? Ask yourself that question and think about that real strong. And think about it. Do I want my own freedom, or do I want to just keep working for somebody else and making them rich? And I asked myself that question a long time ago when I first started out in this journey of building my own freedom. And I wanted it. And I did what I had to do to get it, and now I have it. But was it easy? No, it wasn't. Was there a lot of obstacles? Yes, there was. Was there a lot of setbacks? Yes, there was. But did I allow the obstacles that I was going through define me of building my freedom? No, I didn't. Did I allow the setbacks to stop me from building my freedom? No, I didn't. Because you have to realize everything that you do in life, there's going to be obstacles. Even working a 9 to 5, there's obstacles. Because say, for instance, when work get low, you get laid off. That's an obstacle. Or if something happens and you get furloughed, that's an obstacle. But you got to learn how to overcome them. So if you can overcome those obstacles, you know, let's just look at it like this. Okay, say, for instance, you get laid off from a job. The minute you get laid off from a job, what do? Go look for another. Not once do you sit back and say, you know what? I've been laid off from this job. I've been laid off from that job and this job. And I've been spinning my wheels in the industry of making somebody else rich for a long time. But I've never gotten what I deserve out of life. That's when you make the decision to build your own freedom. But you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you will build your own freedom. But you're not going to build your own freedom as long as you're comfortable with your lifestyle. Because comfortable people do what comfortable people do. They stay where they are. They say, well, you know, maybe I'll advance a little bit here, a little bit there, and I'll get this, and I'll get that, and I'll get to this point in life, but I'll eventually get there. But eventually getting there is not the way to go. You want to build your way there. That's why I say you need to learn how to build your own freedom. And the only way you can learn how to build your own freedom is to put together, first you got to become an action taker and a decision maker and figure out what freedom is to you. What is freedom to you? You know, what is the definition of freedom to you? And once you figure out what the definition of freedom is to you, now you go out and set out to build that. But you cannot go out and set out to build that if you don't know what freedom is to you. You can't build it. You know, you can't build something if you don't know what you're building. You know, that's just like a carpenter building a house, but he has no blueprint. You can't build your freedom if you don't have a plan and a schedule. You can't do it. That's the same way. So you have to realize in your mind, what do you want and what does freedom look like to you? And are you sick and tired of building somebody else's wealth and freedom and start building your own? But those are the questions. Those are the questions along the way that you have to ask yourself. Nobody else can answer those questions but you. Nobody else can solve those situations but you. And that's what you have to realize. You hold the power to your own success or failure. You hold the power to building your own freedom. Now, since you have that power, my question to you is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to do what it takes to build your own freedom? Or are you going to keep doing what you're doing right now and building somebody else's freedom and making them rich? Don't you think you deserve what you want out of life? Don't you think that you shouldn't have to settle in life? Don't you think that you shouldn't have to just get comfortable in life and say, well, okay, this is where I am and this is where I'm going to stay? You know, don't you think you deserve more? If you deserve more and you want more, go for more. You know, I tell people all the time, they say, well, you know what, Greg, man, you're different. I said, no, I'm not different. I say, you know what makes me different from you than me is that I'm hungry and I have a desire and a willpower and confidence within myself and belief within myself to achieve what I want out of life, to go for what I want out of life. But you know, you sit back and tell yourself everything you cannot accomplish, but you never try. You sit back and tell yourself you can't build your freedom because you're so used to working a job. You've been programmed. Now it's time to deprogram that mindset of building somebody else's freedom and program your mindset to building your own freedom. Because when you learn how to build your own freedom, you learn how to take back control over your lifestyle. But as long as you're building somebody else's freedom, they have total control over your lifestyle. So my question is to you, how long are you going to allow them to have control over your lifestyle and you're building their wealth and not building your own? And you're building their freedom and not building your own freedom. How long are you going to do it? But like I said, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you'll change. But if you're not sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're going to remain the same. And that's just what I'm saying to you in my morning life wake-ups. I want you to know that you're no different than me. You can accomplish just as much as I have accomplished, but you have to want it. You have to want to go out there and do what it takes to get it. If you don't want to go out there and do what it takes to get it, you're not going to get it. It's just simple as that. You're not going to get it if you don't want to do what it takes to get it. If you're not willing to put in the work and the long hours and stay up late hours and late nights and get up early and do the same thing over and over again as a process, you're not going to get it. You got to do it for yourself if you want it. And if you want it bad enough, then you can accomplish it. You can achieve it. But you got to want it bad enough. Look at it like this. Look at all the years that me personally, I worked for somebody else. I made somebody else rich. So many different companies that I worked for along my journey of working in the industry, of working a 9-to-5 job. All those years I made somebody else rich. Didn't even think about it one time until I started to use my subconscious mind way of thinking and believe that I could build my own freedom. I never did. I was satisfied with going to work. I was satisfied. But once I said, hey, you know what? I'm sitting up here making all these other people rich and getting all these other people this money and making them millionaires and keeping their company looking good. But here I am. I'm nothing but like a slave on a plantation. I have a 40-hour job. It gives me a 40-hour paycheck, and I'm gonna retire with 40% of my pay if I stay. So I started thinking. I said, you know what? I don't want that to be me. And maybe that's you. Maybe you thinking that same way, but you're afraid. I can tell you right now, risk takers are money makers. If you're afraid of your money, then you're never going to make no money. You got to invest money to make money. It takes money to make money. If you invest money, you will make money. But if you just get money and you don't never invest no money in nothing, you're never going to make no money. And I know each and every one of you all have talent. Use your talent. Find your talent and whatever talent you have and use that talent to build your own freedom because you can do it. Learn how to build your own freedom. Don't allow somebody else to control your destination to where you go in life because you settle. Because you say, hey, you know what? I'm cool. I'm fine with where I am right here, right now. So I'm satisfied. My bills are paid. I got a pretty decent house. I got a pretty decent car. But look at this. How hard are you working to keep all that? Are you working on the job more than you are spending time with your family? Yes, you are. If you're doing that. Because I was. I mean, I had a pretty decent living. I mean, I was making decent money. But one thing that I didn't have that I needed the most was time. So you got to realize your time is precious. Treat your time like a precious jewel because you can't, once you lose time, you can't get time back. You know, you can lose money and you get money back. You can lose a job and you get a job back. But once you lose time, you can't get time back. Time is something that comes and goes. And if you occupy all your time into building somebody else's wealth, building somebody else's freedom, and you don't have the opportunity to get what you deserve out of life, what you want out of life, where you want to go in life, and be who you want to be, and be who you deserve to be, then you haven't learned how to build your own freedom. So this is what I'm saying to you this morning in my morning life wake up, coming to you live one more time from Davenport, Florida, is you have to learn how to build your own freedom. But it starts within you. And like I said this morning, I hope each and every one of you all got something out of this that you can use throughout the week and just make you think. You know, when you walk in that 9 to 5, just think about what I said. Learn how to build your own freedom. And if you think about learning how to build your own freedom, you will see that working a 9 to 5, going to work every day on the 40-40 plan to get a 40-hour, work 40 hours, get a 40-hour paycheck to retire with 40% of your pay is not building your own freedom. Find a way to build your own freedom through residual income. Once you find a way to build your own freedom through residual income, you will work for a season, but man, I'm going to tell you, it pays you well for the rest of your life. All you got to do is just keep working and don't give up. You're going to keep working on a 9 to 5. You're going to go to work every day and on 9 to 5. Why can't you work on yourself every day? Why can't you work for yourself every day? Just like you go work for somebody else. What's the difference? And I guarantee you, if you learn how to build your own freedom and you learn how to work for yourself, you'll have way much more freedom. You'll have way much more time. You'll be able to do the things that you deserve to do. You'll be able to live the lifestyle that you want. But you got to learn how to build your own freedom. So this morning, I'd like to thank each and every one of you all for stopping by my morning life wake up. Like I said, once again, my name is Greg Young, coming to you live from Davenport, Florida. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all you've done, all the views, all the comments, all the likes, the shares. You know, subscribe to my YouTube channel because, like I said, I'm here to inspire you to live a better life. I'm here to inspire you to make you think and say, hey, you know, maybe I do need to start investing in myself because maybe where I am right now, I've been doing this for so many years and I'm not getting nowhere. So that's the reason why I do what I do is for encouragement for you. And it's also encouragement for me to keep me going strong so I can stay focused on building my own wealth and becoming the first generation of millionaire. But the choice is yours. Like I said, once again, thank you for stopping by my morning life inspiration this morning. Like, comment, and share on this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for you coming in, stopping by this morning, I have a free gift for you. So click the link below at zencemakessense.com and get your free gift that I have for you for stopping by and joining into my morning life wake up. And I just want to say, if you're going to work this morning, drive on the highway safe. Once you get to work, work safe. If you're going to church this morning, pray for me and I'll pray for you. Drive safe. I pray for you a safe journey there and a safe journey back. And I just thank you. I appreciate everything that you've done in listening to me because I know that I'm empowering the world and I'm making a difference. And that's what I want to do. I want to inspire people to do better. And I know it's more and as more that I talk about it and I be about it and people see it happening in my life, that'll make them realize that they can do it as well too. So like I said, once again, I thank each and every one of you all for, stopping by my morning life, my morning life wake ups this morning, and just stay safe. I love you and God loves you, and have a blessed day and goodbye.